Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 again with another video review. Today we're going to be looking at the 86 Studio Series Bonecrusher. So this is in fact my first Devastator component just as far as the G1 Devastator. I did have the Legends class Revenge of the Fallen Devastator, which I still have all the pieces, he's just broken and can't combine anymore. But yeah, super excited to finally be getting a G1 Devastator in my collection, starting with this guy. Take a quick look at the packaging here. Here we got his mugshot and his vehicle mode. We do get the combines into Devastator bit. Got our logos, wrap around of that art. Autobot symbol, it's kind of weird. Transformers, 2 out of 6, collect or combine. There's our Devastator artwork. On the top we have Transformers, Constructicon, Bonecrusher, Transformers the movie, legal jargon. And then here we got our product shots, again with that combination bit. Lots of legal jargon. We have our screenshot from the movie where he was throwing sludge around. Get our little bio. Bonecrusher battles the Autobots in Autobot City on Earth. And yeah, there we have pictures of the toy. And that's it for the box. And we also get our lovely instructions. So yeah, there's that. And just one little thing to mention is he does come with this block piece separately, and I do believe that this is just a placeholder because this is obviously where Devastator's arm is going to attach. I don't think this is actually going to be part of the arm because the way it slides on and this, I imagine that this is just a placeholder for, because it does sort of hold things together in the vehicle mode. So I mean, it could be part of the arm, you know, maybe it pegs into this big old hole here, but yeah, it's just a thing. But yeah, we'll take a quick look at him. And he does come with his pistol, which is blast compatible. We'll give him an extremely over-the-top blast effect here. So, it's just blast compatible. Get some DACA action there. But yeah, his arms are a little bit thin and stubby, just a teeny bit, but you know, it could be worse. He does have, you know, a lot to do as, you know, a combiner, so it's not the end of the world. And they, you know, at least gave him good articulation and a fun transformation, so it's forgivable. We got some nice painting there for his chest, silver on the face along with that red visor there. And again, we do have this thing. We do get a teeny bit of silver here on the feet for like this gear piece, so that does add a little bit of color to those. And of course, you know, us old time fans do know that this is an accurate thing, him being completely green, even the treads, even if it isn't totally realistic and all that. But hey, the G1 cartoon was a thing. So but yeah, yeah, I think aside from his kind of small arms, I don't really have too many issues with this guy. It would be nice if this was a little more secure. It does tab in here with this, like so, but it just kind of swoops into place and sits there. It's not like, you know, it's gonna pass a shake test, but it is possible to bump it loose. So, but it's not a huge deal. That's more of a minor nitpick. There are some parts that I assume are for Devastator, because like there's this inner piece right here and this weird molding here. Gonna have to assume those are something to do with the combination, but yeah. And we'll take his little gun away. And as I mentioned, this is the first of the G1 Constructicons I have in any form. I know, shame on me. But I'm certainly glad that this is gonna be, you know, a problem that will be resolved soon. I do have the movie Bonecrusher though, so Bonecrusher. Two very different takes on this character, but yeah, that's the only deluxe Bonecrusher I have. And I did get the recent Studio Series reissue. What's it name? Overload? Yeah, Overload. So here's with the movie Constructicon. Chunky boy. But yeah, I totally meant to grab my G1 Devastation Optimus they just released, and I totally spaced. But anyway, we'll just move on, because we do have a fair bit to talk about here still. So that's about, oh right, still need to do the articulation. So his elbows are ball joints, so you get all the movement you could want. His shoulders are ball joints, plenty of movement there. You got this if you want to use that. Head is on a, what's the word? I don't know. It's on this panel that I can't remember the name of. He does get full 180 rotation, so he does kinda have a waist, but as you can see, this is you can't really use it with his chest in place, so doesn't really get a functioning waist. He does have ball jointed hips, does have a thigh swivel, he does have 90 degrees at the knee. His knees do lock. You can actually even see the little tab right here that locks them. He does have ankle pivot movement, whatever. You can move this if you want, but I don't think that's really supposed to, aside from transformation. Kick that far forward. Yeah, so it is what it is. Yeah, most of his major joints are ball joints. So, but yeah, I guess we can go ahead and move to transformation here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take his arms and rotate them backwards on that elbow. And there is a tab here that's going to go into a slot right next to his hand. And you want to bring this ball joint up like so. Like that. And then we're going to rinse and repeat. Get that tabbed in. You're going to go ahead and bring this whole chest section down. Bring this forward. Going to bring his whole back piece down like this. You can go ahead and fold that up if you want. Going to rotate his arms up like so. And then on these hinge pieces, you're going to bring this in. You might need to bend this forward a little bit just to make sure you have the clearance you want more than the clearance you really need, because it's always nice to have that extra little bit. And come on. And this will come together. And then these all need to tab together, get all secure. Then you bring this up and you can see this will slide into a little gap there. And there is the top of the vehicle. Then you're going to bring this back. Just lift that out of the way. Come here to the feet and you're going to close those up like so. Then you're going to bring these back on those ball joints. There's a tab, and then this is going to tab in here like so. And then here there's a tab, 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 tab. So that does help secure those legs in place a little bit. Then as far as this, you're going to fold this up on the first hinge like so. Then you're going to fold that second hinge down. Wait, no. Hold on. You're going to fold the first hinge down. Yeah, see there's sort of a groove for it. Then you're going to fold the second hinge up flat like so. And that tab is going to go into a little slot there like so. So now you have that little front of the bulldozer. And there we have him in his vehicle mode. Yay! So there is that. And as far as the gun, you can just sort of peg it in here. Or if you want, you can peg it in here. Wait. No, you can't. Can you? Okay, I thought you could peg it in there. You'd peg it in here. Can have a gun on your construction vehicle, because that's totally normal, I swear. But yeah, we do get a little bit of painted detail here, and then of course we get that stamped Decepticon symbol there. And overall, comes together well. It does feel like a fairly solid vehicle. It's a nice chunk of plastic overall. Yeah, you do kind of have the paint there of his chest on the bottom, but it is what it is. Nothing too crazy. And yeah, they're pretty much the only real movement you're getting here, and there's no like faux wheels here, because those are the front of the legs there. But you know, it is what it is. And we'll do a quick comparison. Here he is with Studio Series Dark of the Moon Q. Just give you an idea of how he stacks up with another recent deluxe. So there's that. Don't really have any other good ones. Here's APC Viacon. Yeah, overall he does feel... I'm kind of surprised at how chunky he feels as a modern deluxe. Maybe it's because he's got some simplicity to his overall design. You know, probably because they did kind of have to, you know, make him both a robot vehicle and a combiner piece. But I don't know, he just feels very chunky. I'm surprised at how chunky he feels. But yeah, it doesn't actually show in the instructions, but you can more or less figure out how the arm shoulder is going to work, because again, if you just take these off and fold this whole big section down, you basically have like you're 90% of the way there to the arm. So you get shoulder, and then this is clearly an elbow of some sort, so you know you can more or less figure out how it's going to go. I mean, somebody who has Devastator in some form or another already probably could give you the full steps. I can't say for sure, but it's pretty obvious, you know, what's going on here. But yeah, definitely very excited to build my first Devastator. And on that note, with the reissue of Overload here, I really hope they keep reissuing the movie Constructicons too, because I would actually really like to build that Devastator too, because that was one of the movie designs I actually really enjoyed. So yeah, I hope with any luck I might have 2 Devastators within the next couple of years if Hasbro decides they want to keep reissuing stuff. But yeah, not too much else to say here. You know, I know that Scrapper, the other bulldozer, is out. Some people are getting him. I have not gotten my pre-order in, and I haven't seen him in any stores recently, so still waiting on that. But don't worry, I will definitely do a review of that when I am able. So yeah. Really looking forward to this Devastator. I know some people are having mixed feelings about it online, but as someone who A, doesn't have a Devastator at all, or even the G1 Constructicons, and B, really likes the new combiner systems they've been doing, I am very, very excited. But yeah, I think I'll leave things there for now. So yeah, that is my review of the 86 movie Studio Series Deluxe Bonecrusher. And this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.